would squeeze.
Saw Mr. Emery's, how long you
Good to see you now.
Jeffrey, sorry, I didn't get you.
But I have all this information for you. Just so they will.
Yeah. Right there. I was don't Okay, I'm going to call this public hearing to order. It's Monday, June 1st, 2026, 5 p.m., a little after 5 p.m. Thanks everybody for being here. Let's start things off with a roll call.
Councilmember King Bailey?
Here.
Councilmember New?
Here.
Councilmember Jones?
Here.
Councilmember Amber?
Here.
Councilmember Mason?
Here.
Mayor Fox?
Here. Okay, let's get right into it. We've got a couple of items on the agenda. The first of which is a discussion of abatement issues at 1605 Lee Street downtown. I did want to explain what this is and what this is not. We are not being asked to condemn this building and demolish this building. We're not being asked to take over the building via eminent domain. We are concerned with abatement issues as laid out by the code enforcement officer. And this is an opportunity to hear from the property owners or the representatives. Mr. Stanfield, our municipal attorney, is here. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to him to explain things further and to keep things moving along in this public hearing. Mr. Stanfield,
Thanks,
please.
I appreciate it. Thank you, council, very much. Essentially, we're here on the abatement of the nuisance of 1605 Lee Street that we have been working on pretty much since 2022 consistently. Mr. Morgan has continually issued notices and citations of the need for not only vegetation, but property issues around the property as well, the back porch, the condition of the building. We were even had to have a warrant issued, an administrative warrant issued to actually enter the building to find out what was actually happening because of complaints from neighbors on either side of them about rodents, vermin, pests, as well as sewage issues, open sewage issues that we've had. They were working with the property owners, Ms. Yang, as well as her representative that they had. We have recently, thanks to Ms. Kim Tobbs, who is here tonight, been able to also talk to the other property owner, Mr. Morgan, and they are here tonight as well. The issue is this, that the current property occupier, Ms. Yang, has not been able to comply with the repeated notices from Mr. Morgan, Officer Morgan, as that has been offered to them. And that includes an extreme amount of what they would call storage, but also trash inside the building that prevents even the ability to get to breaker boxes. the ability to travel through the building. It has become a safety issue. There are holes in the second floor which would make any entrance into the building a safety hazard for any first responders who might enter into the building in case of a fire. There's competing damage against the property owners next door, creating this nuisance. So, citations have been issued, notices given repeatedly, and now we are here for this public hearing tonight. Both of the parties, I understand, are here. And of course, it's always been this council and this council's position that any owner should be given the opportunity to fix their own property. It all comes down to a plan that you would stick to and a timeline that you would adhere to. Right now, we're in a position that something immediate must be done. Thank goodness that the owners, and now that the co-owner has been notified and been able to get notice of this, they are also here with their own proposal to come up to remediate it if the occupier cannot get it done as well. Now, our interest between the two competing property owners is non-existent. We don't care. That is irrelevant. Of course, our job here tonight, or your job, thank goodness, your job here tonight is to decide whether or not which property owner or what timeline can be helpful to the town the best. Ms. Yang has asked that we present them a timeline. That is not our job. We've given several timelines in which we have asked things to be done. So it's my understanding that the competing property owner does have a timeline if the current property owner cannot meet it. So right now, I would ask at the council's prerogative, and Mr. Mayor, if you would believe so, that I would rather to hear from the property owners as well. If Ms. Yang or her representative is here, and then Mr. Morgan and his representative, if that is all right with you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, please.
All right. Is Ms. Yang here, or their property owner? Yes. And your name, sir?
J.P. Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, if you would please come up and present what your plan may be for the council.
I'd like to introduce myself as Ms. Yang's husband, also a power attorney. Appreciate the privilege to speak. First of all, my first contact with Mr. Morgan, I think, was back in 2023. I have all that documentation. It was concerning the backyard and to clean it up, which I did myself. And then about a year or so later, same occurrence, I had a professional come out there and not only clean it, but spray it with Roundup so it wouldn't die. And so now, what's going on right now is to clean up again, which I will have that done by this week. So far as there's always two sides of the story. I worked with Mr. Morgan to clean up that sewer thing. I actually replaced the pipe, but then somebody busted it. And then so far as the building itself, Miss Yang, as you well know, she was an artist. When they first came here, Dr. Smith bought that property from a real estate agent, Remax, 1 acre of land with the Johnson Fry deed, which was clearly, according to long records, of 1.05 acres. And there's been a controversy about that, which is still ongoing. We have attorneys still trying to work that out. And that's an ongoing process. The problem with that is we have a buyer that wants to buy the property and was going to completely remodel the whole thing. But now that the land issue is still swirling around, we're still having to address that. We're still working with attorneys out of Birmingham and other places to get that resolved so that we can sell the property. And so far as Mr. Morgan is concerned, my wife, her ex-husband was Dr. Smith. When he came from California to here, he bought that property in 2004. We got the real estate papers, 1 acre of land. We have tax records from 2003 to 2016. 13 years of paying 1.05 acres, and all of a sudden everything just changed. And so Ms. Yang, I met her in 2014 on an art project that we worked in China with some of this stuff. Anyway, that's how I met her, and we married in 2015. And I was there, I'm a witness to this thing. She was constantly harassed, I'm not gonna call any names right now, about selling the property, the backyard, so to speak. And she didn't wanna do that, and it got so bad, we had to have a sheriff escort out of town. So we moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and we had a lot of art inventory, a lot of other inventory. So when we came back, she didn't feel comfortable opening up her art studio again, so we moved to Huntsville. And we put a lot of storage stuff in. Yes, it is true, there's a lot of storage there. There's no food, most of it's books, inventory, furniture, that's in there. And yes, it is crowded, but there's no mice running around. There's a cafe next door, that's what mice do, they hang out where food is. And I never had any complaints from the Pattersons, which are on the other side. I don't know what that's about. But we're here, and so far as the storage is concerned, my wife, before Mr. Morgan even got on the deed, we signed a contract together that the storage that was in there for, it didn't include, Mr. Morgan had limited access to that inventory or our storage stuff that's in there. And she only allowed him to come on the mortgage as collateral for the equity loan that she got. And he's the only one on the loan, and they're just using him as collateral on the loan. He's not complete owner of that property. He owns the mortgage part.
Mr. Mayor, I hate to interrupt, but at this time we're getting into irrelevant.
Well, it's irrelevant.
That has nothing to do with the actual abatement of the nuisance itself.
Well, that's what
now,
I'm
I have
getting
in
to.
front of me a deed from 2019 that is both from a grant for Charles Don Yang to also Charles Don Yang and Robin Ray Morgan of Eva that has just at this point 017 acres, which is the only piece of property we're dealing with here tonight, and it's the abatement of the nuisance. That's what we're dealing with.
No, that's not what it is.
And yes, it is. It's exactly.
No,
what
it's
we're
not,
doing.
because I
And might also
documentation
add
too.
that you say you're a representative, I understand, but you also said you're an attorney. Are you an attorney at law or just?
Don't
an
have a
attorney
right
in
to
fact?
speak though, and you
Well,
trying
you
to cut
said
me
you're an
off.
attorney. Are you attorney at law or attorney in fact?
I have her power of attorney to speak.
Okay, do you have your power of attorney?
Yeah, I have it right.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to see that when you.
Well, I don't have it right on me right this second, but I can get it to you. I do have the right to speak, and I think it's interesting to say what I said, because I spoke the truth of what I just said. I have no reason to sit up here and lie. And that's a fact. But everything I just said is a fact. We got paperwork like you would not believe to prove what we're talking about. But so far as we're here not to argue all that, we're here to please the city of the town of Rogersville to fix these problems. I got a Concord a cotton construction company that came out and gave a thing to fix the back porch, the roof, the stairwell on the inside of the building. Because what happened was the air conditioners are heavy up there, and it leaked, it came down on the ceiling, made a hole about like this, it went on the floor, and kind of rotted that part. And this invoice is to replace, fix the roof, fix the floor, fix the ceiling, air it out, check all the beams, go down to the one below it, and do the same thing down there. And by this Friday, everything will be out of that building. I already have a moving contract. So we're trying to fix the problems. And I do have a buyer, but till we get this, he was gonna completely remodel the whole thing. But he can't do anything till we get this land dispute settled. And that's just where we're at with that part. And we're trying to please the town of Rogersville, but there's a lot more things involved with this. And that's all I know how to say right now. I appreciate you letting me talk.
Mr. Stanfield, would it be appropriate for us asking myself?
Oh,
or anybody asking
absolutely,
questions?
absolutely.
Go ahead.
So, the issues as laid out by Mr. Morgan, our code enforcement officer, you're willing and able to address all those issues?
I believe so, yes.
And you said that you in fact have a plan, your plan is to have the building cleared out
This Friday.
by this Friday. Do you have a timeline for fixing the other issues?
I have contracts and we're in the process, we didn't set the dates on them, but I can set the dates and send it to the city, if that's all right. I have contracts with It's called Neighborhood Friendly Roofing. And also I did a double thing on that, Impact Roofing out of Athens. I have a proposal for that, and we're gonna pick one of those. And then we have Cotton Construction, who's gonna do all that, what I just said before, the deck, the roof, the stairwell, everything on the inside that was a concern. The floor, the roof, and clear all that stuff out of there. And what we'd like to do is sell it. That's what we'd like to do, we'd just like to sell it, but until I get this land issue resolved, we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place on that. But we are trying to, and I appreciate Mr. Morgan working with me. I've tried to do it, but I can only do so much, and then I didn't expect it to get to this level, so,
I have a question.
okay.
I don't see any paperwork, so do you have some of this paperwork that
Yeah,
you?
we got a lot of people, I don't have
Okay.
it today.
So you just didn't.
I can send it to the
Okay.
mayor.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of confused on, because I'd like to see documentation of
Yeah, I can
things
send
that
it, whatever you
you're
need.
stating. So when was the first, I'm trying to look through the notes, when was the first time that you received a notification from us?
To the best of my ability, I think it was 2023, but I got that documentation at home too, so I can send everything.
Okay, so you received in 2023, so did you come down in 2023, look at your?
No, the first issue was the yard, the backyard, and then I cleaned that out myself, and then, I think the second issue was the yard too. That's why I got upset with it, had to spray Roundup in there, and then, right now, I don't, it's not too bad, but I'm gonna fix that myself,
Okay,
and that's the backyard. It's fenced in though, so
okay.
it's not that, it's only like 12 by, I don't know, 12 by 12, something like that.
Okay, so when you came down, did you go inside your
Yes.
places? So did you see all the holes and all this stuff?
No, I didn't. I'm guessing we had a bad storm here a while back, and I think that's where the leak started, and then, we didn't get it fixed right there, so
So that might have been the problem, you didn't do the maintenance of it right then, you know?
well, it was maintenance, there's no maintenance except replacement, or fixing it with the roofer. Yeah.
Yeah, so you didn't do that at that time?
No.
Oh, okay.
But she's still been trying to sell the property, but we can't sell anything until we get some things cleared up on it.
Some of the original issues, as outlined by Mr. Morgan, Mr. Morgan, have some of the original issues that you outlined, have they been addressed going back to
The
2022?
landscaping was primarily, that's how I got started in it all. I was not aware of the condition of the inside of the property, because I didn't have access to the inside of the property until summer of 2025. I had been receiving complaints from neighbors concerning rodents. I personally have removed, I believe, 4 snakes from businesses downtown. Snakes are usually present in an urban area because there's a food source. And I understand what you're saying about food source and rodents, but you know, when I look at an overgrown yard in the middle of a downtown, and I've got neighbors on both sides saying, hey, we've got mice, we've got fleas, we've got snakes, we've got this, that's the most obvious spot that it would be coming from. I do know that the pest control for Lee Street Cafe told them that the mice that they were experiencing, that they saw no indication that they were coming from inside their business. They felt like these were finding their way in, because there were no evidence of
I never
rodents
saw
inside.
one inside the building.
Is that what piqued your interest as far as the interior of the building?
Yes, that's when I started requesting access to the building.
And you were granted access to the building?
I was. It took a little bit, but we did get together.
I walked with it with Mr.
We
Morgan.
did. We walked through, and I've got pictures of all of that. If any of you want to see those again, I think I've shared most of those with you. But if you would like to see any of them again, I do have those available.
I believe you deemed it a fire hazard just because of the amount of
Yes,
material that's non-maneuverable.
Officer Ray Terry and I were with Mr. Johnson when he granted us access, and the walkways on some of those spots, Ray is larger than I am, and he looked and he said, I can't get into it. So he waited outside while Mr. Johnson and I did the tour. I mean, it was. I can't imagine a firefighter in full turnout trying to get through.
I can say back to we turned off the electricity, there's no electricity there, and we're gonna get the roof fixed and all that other stuff.
Okay, some of the stuff already been removed from the building.
No, we're gonna get it out this Friday.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
So this has been going on for how long?
Since August of 22, August 21st of
So-
2022.
So there's been no effort to remove anything since
The
2022?
inside portion, for total transparency, I have not worked with them on the inside portion of the building until, I believe it was June of 2025, when I first started talking to them about that. I have talked to them about the exterior of the building, as far as the facade and the awnings.
So would it be
It's
safe
looking
to
pretty rough
say,
outside as well.
so would it be safe to say we started, say, January of 2026 on identifying issues with the structure and nothing's been done to the structure,
Since June of 2025.
June of 2025?
Yes, sir.
So
And I do have
my
the letters
question is,
communicating that with me,
why
if
are
any
we
we would like
waiting
to see.
till today to tell us that we're gonna move stuff out on Friday? And what confidence could we have in that?
Well, they haven't deposited down in there. I'm committed to a move Friday. And on top of that, I don't have, I don't remember, and I have all the letters myself. I don't remember moving the stuff out as much as I remember fixing some stuff. So I have to go back, I don't wanna guess it, I have to go look at it.
But based on what I'm looking at too, you've also had at least 7 offers to buy the property.
I've got when I sent it to the city, I had a whole catalog of people that were interested in buying, but I've got 2 serious buyers that actually wrote a tenant intent letters.
I mean,
But when I had a guy from Miami who wanted to buy it, and when he got online and started looking at stuff, he saw the controversy in the backyard. He's still kind of interested, but until that gets resolved, he can't make commitments on stuff like that.
I understand, but I know some of these people that made an offer, they are local and they would know what.
I was offered 25 from one, I ain't talking about, and I think 35 for the other. Again, that property's worth a lot more than $25,000 or $30,000.
Okay, so then, that's where I'm getting at. So
Yeah, that's
we were
true.
not offered face value.
No,
Okay,
anywhere near it.
okay, that's what I'm
Okay.
getting at.
Okay.
Is it, because I'm seeing 7 different offers that were made to you, and for some reason, I don't see any reason that it was denied or what the purpose was. of the-
Right now, that property on Zillow is $224,000. It has the potential, according to the remodeler, then over $500,000 if the land is involved. If not, then it's another story. But just right now, it's $224,000 at Zillow. If the land comes back in there, the land, we know it's according to AI and other sources, can be worth anywhere between $150,000 to $250,000 because it's right in the middle of the city. I mean, I'm not a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
what
not
I'm
the city.
saying, it's right in the middle of the time.
And I think it's a great thing, if somebody was to buy it and, basically work it out with the city for that, because it's, the city, uses it a lot.
Okay. But let's go back again, though, since we've been started with this process, why has no effort been done to clean out the property and move forward to even meet what Mr. Morgan has put out for
Well,
you?
we weren't sure what we were gonna do with the property at that time.
But that's not cleaning up the property or nothing else. Why was there not an effort to clean it up and to move forward with what Mr. Morgan was telling you needs to be done?
Well,
You can't just ignore that.
all his, everything that he said in the letter was mostly outside and the drain pipe, which I fixed that, and then somebody broke it again. But everything was on the outside till he entered the building and saw how much storage stuff was in there. And that's where things changed.
That was roughly a year ago.
10 months.
10 months ago, okay. All right, right. I'm good.
Any other
with an agent, or you just put it?
No, my brother is a real estate, he works in the mortgage company, my sister-in-law is an agent. But we didn't want to listen, I mean, we were selling for sale by owner. My phone blew up nationwide with people interested, because there's a lot of people out there interested in investment property.
Okay, but it's not really listed.
It's not listed with an agent, no.
Have you say that you fixed the drainage problems, does that include the sewer?
Can't explain it like you can.
Well,
It
that
was
drainage
outside.
is one thing, sewer is another.
I never had any problem with sewer, you know, we were talking about that drainage pipe, whatever it was, I'm not sure.
Well, that's your main sewer line, it's coming out of the back next to the
But I
fence,
re- I
and
re-
it's broken.
Yeah, I fixed it, then somebody broke it again, so.
There were actually several issues. I had the water department over there, and they showed me that all the pipes coming out, vent caps, they all needed to be capped. There were a number of things that were delineated.
Is Dr. Smith here?
They're divorcees, we're not sure where he is.
Well, I understand that they're divorcees, but it says in the description here that Dr. Smith paid some of the property tax and later inserted an incorrect legal description. I don't think Dr.
They
Smith
were
has
married,
it right.
they were married till, their divorce started in 2007, it ended in 2009. The taxes were paid, by, Dawn, all the way up to 2016, and after that, she paid the taxes under protest because, at that time it was 1.05 acres, and then it just changed from, I think, 1.11 to 1.17.
Just for the
Okay.
council's edification, I have the deed here from 2019 from Grantport Cheeling Don Yang to Cheeling Don Yang and Robin Ray Morgan, which is this particular property here. You can see the legal description clearly says 0.17 acres.
With that one, I can answer the question. Me and Dr. Smith's divorce final the year 2009. And previous, my divorce attorney, also she is a municipal judge in Rogersville. Her name is Cindy Schussler.
Oh, yeah.
And then she was doing the warranty deed to me. She illegally removed Faye and Johnson's, you know, because when my ex-husband bought it, there's a legal description and followed by the bottom of the line saying same as Faye and Johnson's deed, okay? So Cindy Schussler do a warranty deed, give it to me, and then waited 1 year later, my ex-husband, okay, and in the year 2011, hired another attorney, do a quick claim. So they complete bump up Faye and Johnson's deed, but I have no idea. Because as a mother, single mother, I'm working very, very hard, try to raise our 3 little kids, all right? I'm minding my own business. I just continue to focus God, kids, and career.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what the heck's going on. I do pay the property tax. I have lots of receipts since 2009 all the way up the year 2016. I paying 1.05. And suddenly, God bless me, I started dropping out a little tiny home because I need ceramic room, I need mixed media room. So I bought a little 3 tiny homes, dropping at the back of the property, and suddenly all hell break loose. You don't know how much harassment I've been facing since 2015. And then Mr. Jim Stanfield calling me, because back then the city mayor is Richard Hurston. I believe he called me, and then they started threatening me, saying I need to remove my little art studio things because otherwise they're going to drive me citation, and I just kind of was so confused. So I did go to the medical department in the courthouse. So I started to pull out everybody's information. Then I started to analysis things by myself. The more I analyze things, the more I started, my heart was pounding because it is ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. I don't want to go there. But
Can I interrupt for just a moment?
the bottom line is, that is what happens, okay? Then I did not know anything about it, because I assume attorney is abiding by the law. Everything's
Ma'am, the mayor is speaking.
Please, Mr. Sanfield, correct me if I'm wrong, but really we're getting beyond the scope of what
That's right.
we are
About
concerned
the
with.
abatement.
I mean, I'm interested
And
in
then
this, but
I mean, in fact, I also found out the year 2007, mayors, your parents sold my land, part of my land to the city. And then Ledbetter sold part of my land to the city. I did not know that until the year 2025. I actually spent a lot of money, legal fee, hired
But
forensic.
really, I'm sorry, but really, we're only.
So the
interested-
bottom line is, I want to work out with the city. I tried to sell the land, I tried to sell the building, but at this point, because the land issue is stopping me selling, therefore, I will comply, I will fix whatever need to be fixed. So by this Friday, all my art supply, all my stuff will be out of that building, and then followed by whatever need to be fixed. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from any councilman? Anything else from you?
No, I appreciate you letting me speak, but I know why we're here to fix the problem, so I appreciate you letting me speak.
By the way, Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
you're not, am I correct that you're actually not disputing any of the bill particulars that Mr. Morgan laid out? You don't,
No, I'm-
you don't dispute any of this?
No, I'm here to fix what needs to get fixed.
Okay.
And then we'd like to fix it up and then resolve the land issue and just sell the damn thing. We're not, sorry, we just wanna sell it.
Okay.
But we need to sell it for what we think it's worth, and we're trying to work out a way to do that.
Okay.
But we're definitely not going against the grain here, we're here to fix it.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Mr. Sanford?
Yes, one thing before I introduce Ms. Dobbs, you'll also see in the short little packet that I gave you there, that the tax appraised value, just for your edification, we know that is not always fair market value.
Right.
It's like 1/16 is around where that is. We also have Ms. Kim Dobbs here, representing Mr. Moore as well. If you, Mr. Mayor, if you'd recognize Ms.
Yes,
Dobbs.
please, please approach the podium, please. Not code enforcement officer Morgan.
Okay. We've covered that.
Okay.
Thank you.
As Mr. Sandville said, I'm Kimberly Dobbs. I'm with Harris, Cadell, and Shanks out of Decatur. I represent Robin Morgan. Mr. Morgan and I met for the first time last week and went over his documentation. Until last week, he was not aware that he was a 50% owner in the property that we're here about today. He understood that he was a mortgage holder only. None of the information in 2025 or any of the other communications from your code enforcement, Mr. Morgan, have made it to my Mr. Morgan. Since he and I met, we have engaged Wheeler Scripture Contracting out of Huntsville. Mr. Gooch, who is one of their foremen or one of their owners, actually has come out and looked at the property. He has provided the written plan that's in front of us. We did work with Mr. Morgan, your code enforcement officer, in getting that list from him of what he was asking us to do, the time frame, the plan that Mr. Gooch has provided for Wheeler Scripture, I believe meets that time frame. I've had a chance to go over your Mr. Morgan with it. There are some additional things that we do anticipate doing above and beyond what has been requested of us. We also understand that there are some issues regarding ownership and title. We do intend to initiate such actions as necessary to clear that up and hopefully get things cleared up so the property can be repaired and sold.
Any questions? Any questions? Again, this is beyond really the scope of what we're interested in, but Mr. Sandler, do we have a property, are there competing ideas of who owns this property at this point?
Not to me, but that's between Ms. Morgan and Ms. Yang.
That's
I
right.
presented to you the deed that's of record in 2019 that shows Mr. Morgan as a co-owner of this property. Now, from what I gather, he believed that when they first got involved, he was just a signer of a mortgage that, from what I also gather, has nothing to do with this, hasn't been paid. But that's a whole nother matter. He's paid his part, but he hasn't been paid himself. But, you know, what I say, and Ms. Dobbs, correct me if I'm wrong, and Mr. Johnson, please kick in here as well, if you choose to. they have their own issues between the two of them that are not the town issues. I know Ms. Dobb understands that, Mr. Johnson says he understands that when it comes to the actual abatement.
Okay.
We have a proposal from Mr. Johnson that he will have it out in 7 days. I think this council, should it choose to, once you come into your session this evening, could choose to allow, and Ms. Dobbs is happy to object, to allow Mr. Johnson to see if they can get their part done. We've not yet to see, we've heard of a timeline, we haven't seen a written timeline, and as Ms. Dobbs has presented, she's presented a contractor. He says he has a moving contract, but we don't have any paperwork from Mr. Johnson at this
I'll
time.
be glad to send that paperwork.
Well, and I might say, this was an advertised public hearing. They were both given notices that they would need to come here and present evidence of their particular objections to the abatement, and we're not seeing that here. I just want to make that known here, as well as, at that, and again, I don't want the town to become part of their civil dispute, as it is, but we do have an abatement issue where we have open sewer lines, where we have a building that you can't even get to breaker boxes to, and we have neighbors complaining of rodents and vermin and other issues. I don't catch snakes myself, I'm glad Mr. Morgan does, but those are issues that we have to address tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Yes, please.
As far as Mr. Morgan's interest he has no interest in the contents of the building. We, on our behalf, as in terms of his proposal, we certainly would not object to any condition that the property would have to be removed by next Monday and then disposed of accordingly if it's not removed.
If Mr. Johnson were to empty the building by Friday or the Monday after that Friday, would you be happy with this party then taking over?
I've already committed to a contract to have it moved by,
Right.
and so far as the other contracts, I have them in my briefcase. I'll be glad to sell them to you.
Mr. Mayor, and again, I understand the council does not want to get in the middle. We intend to initiate legal action and pursue whatever orders we need to from your circuit court here to address getting the repairs
So
done.
it almost sounds like we have competing plans of action. Mr. Santel, do you have any recommendations or initial impressions or recommendations based on what you just heard?
Well, I've seen, we have now seen fast action from Mr. Morgan and his council to address these issues. She seems cooperative, Ms. Morgan seems cooperative to allow them the opportunity to empty the building of their items, and I see why they would want to, because if we order an abatement and they come in and remove her items, I can see some obtuse claim coming in from them about damage to her property. So I'd rather see her items removed by the owner, which appears to be Ms. Yang at this time. Let those items be removed from the building itself, and then as long as items are fixed in a timely manner, starting within after it's moved out, if we see action by either party in 30 days or so after the years we've been working on this property, I personally would be happy, and I hope the council would be. I would hate to the town file an action of abatement against the property so that costs would be recovered from the Lauderdale County Commission. At this point, since we actually have action among the parties. So I hate to say, let them agree to disagree, but get it done. You know, as long as we see it done, I believe the council can pass a resolution ordering that the abatement be held in abeyance for 30 days to see if action is actually taken as purported by the parties. I would hope to hear from, hope Mr. Morgan would hear from Mr. Johnson or contact myself, and Ms. Dobbs has my information. We have been able to speak on the phone. She immediately, when she got involved, immediately let me know that she would be here with a plan and with a contractor, which she has done. So I believe that would be a reasonable alternative to see action done, because there's a lot to do with this building. If you actually do have to replace the roof, these air conditioning units are on top of the building, which require a crane to come lift, possibly come lift those units. That, like I say, there are holes in the floor inside. That, some of this is going to take some time, but right now we have immediate issues of rodents, sewer, fire hazard, those issues, and a porch that is falling down in the back. We have immediate issues that need to be addressed.
And who does what is really between them. We could give them the opportunity to get stuff out, give them the opportunity to go forward with their plan.
Yes, I would hate for the council to, at this time, get involved with which competing property owner we support.
And hold your recommendation, you're inclined to say your recommendation would be to hold the abatement in abeyance for 30 days and let us see that the good faith effort is underway.
Yes, sir.
Would we have to do that, or could we do that in the form of a resolution?
And as a simple
As
resolution.
a simple resolution. Okay.
Mr. Morgan brought a pretty good plan of action, looks like to me, so, and this is very detailed, I personally like that.
He was very well prepared.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Mr. Sanville, anything else from you regarding this? We will have a call meeting to address this after this public hearing. We've got another public hearing.
Nothing else
after
for
all
me
of
at
this
this
public.
time.
Okay. Anybody? Okay. We will close this portion of the public hearing, and we've actually got another public hearing that we need to address, and that is an alcohol license. It's not it's a transfer of ownership vis-a-vis an existing business. The new owner is requesting a license. This is something that's laid out in the law that we have to do, an opportunity for anyone to speak for or against the alcohol license application. Do we have anybody here to speak for or against the alcohol license application? It's the minnow bucket at 14800 US Highway 72. I don't know if the name will stay the same. I know it has a new owner, but do we have anybody to speak on this issue for or against? Okay, there does not appear to be anyone here to speak on this issue. And that is something else we can take up in the call meeting after this public hearing. Mr. Stanfield, do you have anything else?
No, the only thing about, for either parties, and I can contact Ms. Dobbs or Mr. Johnson, is that I would like to see those contracts that they say they have.
Okay. I think that's very reasonable and appropriate. Okay, does anybody have any comments?
No.
Got a question.
Yeah.
How much time is enough time at this point, just asking?
I have no idea, Mr. Embry. I do believe that if we'll know, I think we'll know in 7 days
Okay.
whether or not something is going to happen or not.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to adjourn this public?
I'll make one.
Second, unless anyone objects, we're adjourned. We'll take a recess and have a call meeting.
You never turned it off.
I'm muted.
I would love to try it. I would Yes. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Just for the two public hearings.
I got you.
Take another way.
Okay, we have a called meeting, and I'm gonna call that call meeting to order. Let's have an invocation for this meeting. Mr. Embry, would you extend us to deliver that invocation?
All right, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father God, thank you for another day. Lord, we thank you for the rain that you've sent us here lately. Lord, we know you don't send it unless we need it. And Lord, we knew that we needed it, and we're thankful for it, Father. We're thankful that you overwhelmingly kept us all safe through the storm, Lord. There was some trees down, but Lord, we're thankful there was not a lot of damage to houses or anything like that. And we thank you for that blessing, Lord. God, we pray for this town and the decisions that we make here tonight. Father, I pray for this council and our workers for this town. Father, we pray that we would do your will in all things, Father. There's a lot of sick in our community, Father, especially little Ray. Father, we ask a special prayer for her. Please be with the doctors and nurses that are taking care of her, and please bless their family as well. Lord, we ask that you please be with us as we go through this week, and it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Let's stand for the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember King Bailey.
Here.
Councilmember Newton.
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Councilmember Embry.
Here.
Councilmember Mason.
Here.
Mayor Fox.
Here.
I'm sorry, I'm not having
Thank you. We have two items of business for this called meeting. I believe we had the workings of a resolution for the property that was just discussed in the public hearing, 1605 Lee Street downtown. Mr. Stanfield, do you want to explain exactly what this resolution entails, this proposed resolution?
That's right. Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much, and council, thank you. I think we had a productive public hearing coming up to this. I would propose, so that the town does not appear to be, at this time, favoring one competing property owner over another and not being involved in the initiation of that civil suit between them that we heard was coming, is that we allow the current occupant of the building, Ms. Yang, to be allowed until next Monday, a total of 7 days, as was promised by her representative, Mr. Johnson, to remove their personal items from it. And then, at that time, we can, the council can then determine through the enforcement officer, Mr. Morgan, if that had been done. If it has been done, we will let the two of them continue to mitigate the nuisance over the next 30 days. If there is not remediation of that nuisance or relief from that nuisance, then at that time I would then ask that the council then reconsider the resolution for abatement, which was currently on the agenda. And this time I'll ask for that the council let sit in abeyance that resolution, but that they be given 7 days to remediate the immediate safety abatement of the personal property inside, and then 30 days, well, let me say 30 days including this 7 counting today, total from 30 days from today, to begin the remediation of that abatement because it will take some time. I would also ask that Mr. Morgan contact both property owners and actually see written documentation of the contracts that both parties say they have, or estimates that they have with different contractors.
Mr. Johnson approached me in the lobby and said he would proactively email those contracts to Ms. Jeffries.
That's great to hear.
But it wouldn't hurt for Mr. Morgan to
That's
contact
great.
us as well.
And just for the record, I think, and I made note of it during the public hearing, he said that he was her attorney. He is not an attorney involved. He said he had a written attorney in fact that just means he can't speak for her, and you don't need that for someone who's in presence to allow someone else to speak for you, since they are married at this time. But only Ms. Dobbs was the other attorney here.
He may have said power of attorney, but,
Well, he said attorney.
okay.
I take those,
Okay.
that language very
I
seriously.
thought he said power of attorney, but
Yeah. He started with attorney, then went to power. Said he had power.
okay. This is not, you refer to this as a quick resolution, does it need to be written out after?
It can be taken care of afterwards, yes. I think the voice vote on the allowance of the 7 days and then total of 30.
Okay, so do I hear any other questions or discussion? Okay, so do I hear a motion that we, is anyone inclined to make a motion that we pass a resolution allowing 7 days for the property owner A to clean out her belongings and then allow for another 23 days, total of 30 days, to show a good faith effort in addressing the abatement issues. What we're essentially doing is holding our decision to abate the issues ourselves for 30 days.
Correct.
And we can revisit this. Then you may have another recommendation based on what we see them doing.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Just a simple resolution, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Very simple.
So,
I'll make that motion.
Yeah.
I second.
okay, any further discussion? Let's take a roll call on that, please.
Councilmember King Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Newton?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Embry?
Yes.
Councilmember Mason?
Yes.
Mayor Cox?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Councilman. I appreciate your attention to this particular property in your downtown historic district of Rogersville. That has been a problem for a while with complaints for your surrounding business owners. So thank you very much for acting with Mr. Morgan and on this particular issue.
Well, thank you, and thank you for your efforts in this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, we have an alcohol license, application 14800 Highway 72. This is a new owner of an existing business. There was no one to speak for or against, this application during the public hearing, so,
I'll make a motion to approve.
second,
Second.
let's vote, please.
Councilmember King Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Newton? Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Embry?
Yes.
Councilmember Mason?
Yes.
Mayor Cox?
Yes. This is time for mayor council comments. We are gonna have a work session following this meeting, in which we will also have time for mayor council comments. But if anybody has anything to say now, we have that time.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second,
Second.
without objection, we are adjourned.
I need everyone to sign this.
We'll take a brief recess while we sign some paperwork. Actually, we'll take a recess until 6:30. We said, in the meeting posting that the work session would start at 6:30, and we didn't stick to that, so we'll take a 15 minutes.
You made a motion?
You
Yeah,
got
me
it.
too. Me too.
What?
You could go play.
You can't.
Yeah,
Nobody don't wanna cook.
If it ain't big, don't worry.
that's right. Yeah, it was awful.
What kind of,
Brim.
Catfish in the ocean. Catfish, and then that shepherd.
Catfish and
There's a, yes, there's catfish.
it looks just like
it is,
saltwater catfish. I bet that tastes better than
I
regular.
bet y'all wouldn't mind.
You don't think so?
They're not, they say they're not.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't.
What is mine?
You didn't go around there and cook, though, did you?
There's
I
the
think
shepherd.
that they don't have beef,
Oh, what that is?
beef, whatever,
That's pretty. I
Yeah,
see that
they
one.
don't have
Big
PFAS.
lots, big lots.
Yeah, that's it.
uh,
They don't have PFAS in them.
But here's the, where I was about to, there's the bull crab with the fish in its mouth.
That's
And he called that.
He called that,
Wow.
spearhead.
it was a big one.
Okay, I'm gonna call this meeting to order. This is a regularly scheduled work session. And, we've already, had an indication and pledge. I don't think we need to do that again. We do need a new roll call.
Councilmember Kim Bailey,
Here.
Councilmember Heaton,
Here.
Councilmember Jones,
Here.
Councilmember Ember,
Or here.
Councilmember Mesa,
Here.
Mayor Cox.
Here. Okay, we have a number of items of business, so we'll just go through them in order. Item A, July 4th event, so this is the first time on the agenda. Just as a refresher, Mr. Daniel Burns and his company are once again organizing a large fireworks show on July 4th at the Recreation Park. We, the council, had originally had a discussion about possibly supplying some complimentary hot dogs and watermelon slices, but we didn't want to take away from the food trucks that are going to be there for that event. In light of that, the thinking was, how about a town-sponsored event for downtown the night before? I know that Councilwoman King Bailey and Councilman Embry had taken the initiative on that, but then we realized there's a large event in Anderson already planned for that day. So now the thinking has changed again, I think. I'll turn it over to Councilwoman King Bailey to elaborate on this.
Yes, we came up with the, idea that we still can kind of participate up at the, park for the 4th of July. My suggestion is we still can give out bottled waters and, American flags. You can buy the big bundles of, American flags, that's what we do at the VFW. And we can give them out to the first 50 or 100 people, because I think you can get 100 in the big local flags, who all can be able to participate as the council and mayor. That's just a suggestion that I have.
I think it's a fantastic idea. We wanted to be involved in the first place. This way we could be involved. We won't be taking away from the food trucks. Everybody will want water, and the American flag will be a nice touch. So I think it's a fantastic idea. Councilman, anybody have any questions or comments? Did you say you had a source where you could get bottled water?
Well, for the VFW, we order them from this, warehouse. They give me the bundles of it. I think we get like 100 for like 45 or something. You know, you can get the smaller or the medium size, but I think the smaller would be better to give out, correct? Or the
Flags.
Yeah, American
Yeah,
flags.
How many cases or how many individual bottles of water do y'all need? We could always use it for labor if it's like.
Sort of it, I mean, the downtown event would have, in September would be the next event we would throw, so it'd have to be stored for a couple months, but any leftover water, but again, I don't necessarily, think we should take away from the food trucks. The food trucks sell drinks, if there's somebody there with a drink, but I mean, you know, people are gonna drink water regardless. I don't know, that necessarily hurts a food truck or anything, so, what do we wanna do? Do we want to, you know, stand at the gate and try to give away, how many flags do you think, you know, 100 in a bundle, is that what you said here?
Yes.
Okay, so order 200 and.
Give them out first come, first served,
Yeah,
maybe
first
set up
come,
at the
first
building.
served. Is that enough, or is 100 plenty to first serve? And then I don't know how many bottles of water. We wanna give water away all night long, or just from council and mayor.
This is probably not something, this would be under probably $500.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I don't think this is something we would, this is something I could,
We can talk to Will and see if he can get us a deal at Food Bank
Okay.
for water.
we'll do that between now and next week, and we'll report back on how much we can get, and how much and for how much. Okay, any other questions? Okay. Item B is cameras at all town property. Councilman Henry, was this something you requested?
Probably so,
You
yeah,
wanna-
because
You wanna,
go ahead,
You want me to explain that?
please.
So the quote that we got, ignore the price at the bottom. So for every camera we have, you have to have a license. So this just has one license fee. One license fee is $199 per camera. So then he has listed $599 for, the price difference, whether we're wanting to do the exterior or the interior camera. One's $599, exterior cameras are $1,699. Then you have to have a wire draw for each camera, that's $225 per camera. So that price at the bottom, the $2,722 is not a legit price, it depends on what y'all are wanting to do. Once I have a list of exactly if you're wanting indoor or outdoor cameras and how many, then he said he would give us another quote. But regardless, per camera, it's gonna be $199 for the license and $225 per camera for a wire draw.
and $599
So what do we
interior.
got cameras there? I thought we had pretty much had cameras too.
We do not have cameras at the library nor at the maintenance shop.
Oh.
What about the exterior of the senior center?
We only have inside.
So again, you're looking at $599 interior camera or $1,699 for an exterior.
You
So that
looking
would
at
be-
the possibility of free.
What are you talking about, one at the library?
I mean,
Exterior.
we could reach out to the library and ask would they want a camera, or would they prefer an interior or an exterior camera?
I definitely think we need an exterior camera.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Eddie, what are your thoughts on that? An exterior camera?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I totally think we need one out there.
Neither of your buildings, yeah, I was gonna say, neither of your buildings currently has an exterior camera.
Actually, the building at the park would need two, one in front, one in the back.
That's true,
Got a lot.
that's true.
Got a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 3 exterior just for maintenance department?
Total five.
For maintenance, one for library and one for senior center, for a total of 5 exterior. Well, that's a pretty tall order, given the price of the exterior cameras.
Have they always been?
So you need two of your buildings?
The building at the park would need two because of the equipment in the back and in front.
I agree, we need one in the back.
We may just have to do it, do it quarterly, I mean, don't do them all at
Well, I was
one
gonna
time.
say, we don't have to do all 5.
Right, we ain't got,
That's right.
Check with the library, see if they want one.
The library need one outside. That's just my opinion. It's just for safety.
if our property doesn't have a camera and something happens, then it's a he said, she said situation. If we've got a camera there and it says smile, you're on camera, then it is not a he said, she said situation anymore. It is we pull the camera footage and we know exactly what happened, how it happened, as it happened. And I think that's important.
We're looking at $10,625 worth of cameras and license and do what?
I mean, if we could do one or two at a time, we could do one in the maintenance building, do the second one in the
back of this building, cover the equipment. But we've never had any issues with the library. That don't say we won't, but we haven't.
It may not be a necessary thing, it may not be a necessary to do immediately, but it is something that we need to put in the thoughts, just because if it's ours and we own it, we need to know what's happening on it.
I think the senior citizen should be low, probably, you know.
Because they're only there for half a day.
Right.
They're not, sometimes they have special events at it.
Right.
No, we did have one inside.
Inside.
We already-
Well, where would we get the funds for that?
Maybe have the budget in October, we ain't that far out, and I'm not against that, I just wanted to know
Where we stand.
how much it is, and
Well, I just think if we waited to give somebody a raise to make sure we put it on the budget, so let's do the same thing with this.
So why don't we defer this, but
Are you ready?
have it as part of the budget discussions for the next fiscal year.
So the license comes out of general fund, part of the charge labor expenses. And then, I found the license date, I was looking.
Are you okay with that, Councilman?
Yes.
Having this as part of next year's budget discussion?
yes, I just don't wanna forget it, and I will, because I've slept since then, but
I've got it.
hopefully George will
Give
remember
it on the
it.
radio.
So basically with these cameras, what are you saying, the street department needs 3 or 2?
Three.
Three.
Two in one building,
And then
one
one at the
other.
park.
Or 2 at the park and 1 by the cemetery?
Okay.
Yes.
What about inside cameras?
I mean, we could ask, I'm almost inclined to say the library, when the time comes, would prefer an indoor camera,
I think we just need to have a work session on that, and come up with exactly how many we need.
Okay.
Okay, item C is town issue cell phones. So this is something we took up at a work session and meeting in May. The issue is whether to approve town issued cell phones, that is to say, issuing the actual devices to certain town employees as well as council members and the mayor. My thinking at the time was, this would probably be a good idea for certain department heads and professional staff. I wasn't convinced that it's necessary for us elected officials, and I was prepared to make a motion last month that we move forward with it, excluding us elected officials. We then heard from Chief Hudson, who said that the police department was not in fact in favor of it, not in favor of it for them. Mainly, as I understand it, they just don't, for practical reasons, they don't have to keep up with the 2 devices. And at that point, we voted to postpone the issue until the next meeting, and here we are. So, several things. A couple of weeks ago, several of us were at a League of Municipalities Certified Municipal Officials training session in Muscle Shoals. Councilman Jones here asked Mr. Rob Johnston, the Director of Legal Services at the League, his thoughts on having separate devices, one for personal use, one for official use, and that was including in the context of elected officials. He said he thought it was a good idea in terms of easily keeping separate those personal / business communications from what could possibly be considered public records. I've been thinking about this a lot since then. My thinking really hasn't changed since last month. In terms of public communications, as far as us elected officials, what we're really talking about is corresponding with constituents. We don't deliberate as a body through text messages or direct messages. We do from time to time ask questions of the clerk's office or other professional staff, but I just don't think there's any realistic scenario whereby someone could make an argument that all text messages on one of our devices would be subject to an open records request. Now, someone can make that request, but even if they did, there's no good faith argument that I see that all text messages, let's say including the family members about dinner plans, could conceivably be considered a legitimate public record. So really what we're talking about is convenience. I talked with the League of Municipalities Associate Counsel Michael Webb last week He said he thinks providing devices to elected officials could be, quote, helpful, but not necessary. I spoke with Chief Counsel Johnston again the next day, last Friday, and he agreed with that assessment. He said it would be helpful in terms of organizing, but not necessary. And even in terms of a lawsuit, I suppose it's theoretically, I've been thinking about this, I suppose it's theoretically possible for an elected official's phone to be subpoenaed. But in a lawsuit against the municipality, I would think a plaintiff's attorney really would typically mainly be interested in the custodian of records phone, or perhaps even looking at communications from the executive branch. And I don't want two phones. I've already tried that. It's more trouble than it's worth, frankly. So in my mind, it's different for certain professional staff. The clerk here is de facto, in fact, she's the literal custodian of records. And she's essentially required to use a smartphone for town business. Same with the treasurer. Same with the street maintenance department head. I called Eddie on his personal phone over the weekend regarding an issue at the park. And same with the code enforcement officer. I spoke with him yesterday and a Sunday on his cell phone. And for that matter, I put the building inspector in the same category. So I think if we're going to ask them or expect them to conduct town business on a smartphone, then we should provide them those devices. But as far as us elected officials, I go back to the question I've asked before, in a different context, what problem really are we trying to solve? It seems like it's a solution in search of a problem for us. I'd be inclined to support approving this, but only for certain professional staff, not for the council, for the mayor or the police department.
I believe when we asked to table this, Danny asked Elizabeth and Kelly to come back and tell us what part of their training, what their reasoning was for that. Did you find any of that or anything like that? I think that, am I remembering that right, Danny? That you had asked?
I asked them about the training that they went through that told them the same thing that we heard.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's the same statement is that it's a preferred or preferred method for the clerks, the treasurer, and possibly the maintenance group, like we've heard, to have a separate fund. And especially for Kelly, because she is the records custodian.
I was even thinking in terms of being consistent, not just Eddie, but we could provide a phone for the library director, she's the department head, and the senior center director, and the police chief and his lieutenant if they wanted one, and not the whole department, but chief if you and your lieutenant wanted one.
No, sir, I don't.
Okay.
Thank you.
So by my count, I would be in favor of the clerk, the treasurer, street maintenance supervisor, code enforcement officer, building inspector, library director, and senior center director. That's 7 phones. I'm told that to get a special deal from AT&T, it really has to be 11.
To get it to be
To
$42.99.
get it to be that price, it really needs a minimum of 11 devices.
Well, I don't know, between now and next Monday, you can pick up 4 more.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying, if there was more people in the police department besides, I mean, I don't know.
And the savings might be marginal. I mean,
Yeah.
if we find out what the deal is for 7, it might not be that much.
That's what I was fixing to say, give Kelly the opportunity to go back and say, okay, what if we only got 7?
And Eddie might not.
Yeah.
You want one or not?
Well,
Yeah.
You do?
Okay.
Yeah, he's tired of me calling it.
All right.
but having said all that,
Well,
does anyone have questions?
You gotta answer the one when I call you this time.
Having said everything I said, does anyone have comments or questions or any kind of disagreement with what all of it?
Well, I do, Forrest, the senior citizen, I'm trying to figure out why would she need a senior phone?
Well-
Because I mean, it's a half a day, who calls her
I
half an hour?
don't think she necessarily, I was just trying to be consistent that we're gonna give it one
You're
department.
trying to
head
get more
give it to
phones.
all
Okay,
departments.
I was-
But I agree with you, I don't think she necessarily conducts much town business. I mean, she might,
And the ultimate goal
point taken, Councilman.
to save money at some point, wasn't it? Did you say that it was gonna save?
Yes, so where we get the $50,
Okay.
to go towards, this would only be
$42.
$42.
Talking about $8 savings for phone.
Times
Uh,
how many people were given
thank you for mentioning that. There is a $50 stipend, so if any of us truly feel like we need a second phone, we could use the existing stipend and get that second phone. I mean, if you felt more comfortable with it.
Been there, done that.
So between now and next week, maybe we can find out the price on the 7th phone and see what it comes.
Or see who all seriously wants one. I mean, there's no need in
Correct.
forcing
Give
people.
them
I mean-
right.
I mean, they don't need forcing people that ain't gonna, I mean, that's gonna throw it on the dash and not use the plan anyway.
That's
So
true.
are we gonna offer the option to either get a town issue phone and get the $50, or is it one or the other?
Like for the street maintenance department head, you get a separate device or you get the $50. I mean, I think that's reasonable.
I mean, they're already getting $50, so.
What's the point of that? I'm sorry, no comments, I forgot.
Do you mean to use the $50 to get a separate device or just
No,
to continue getting $50 to go toward their existing device?
right.
I think, frankly, department heads, almost, especially, I guess we could differentiate between different departments, but I almost think it should be a requirement for the street maintenance department. Maybe not so much the seniors.
Or the library.
I didn't print off exactly how much it was saving a year.
Well, why don't we find out the price of 5 or 6 or 7?
Or we'll let it multiply.
I don't know if I should even say this, but I don't know that we really even need the $50 stipend, frankly, for us elected officials. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm fine with not having it. I'm fine with it.
I mean, some of us take it, some of us don't. We all already were paying for a phone, so what benefit really? We aren't getting anything. If we were to take that stipend and apply it to our current bill, we were going to be paying that bill anyway. So really, why would we need that $50 stipend? But I'm not necessarily
Because
okay
of all the phone calls we was getting, that's why. I mean,
I guess what it is, when we got this quote, we said 18 lines, because we're paying
Right.
$50 times 18 right now a month. So that's how we had ended up with the 18 and the quote for $600 and something versus, what is it? I don't know.
What's the price of that, Kelly? You said 18 phones times, so we would say $600.
$900, so it'd be $600 or $300 saved.
$630 a month for
$270 saved.
a month. That equals.
But if we just got rid of the stipends for us elected officials, that would save money.
That's $200. That's the $70 difference at that point then.
Well, at the very least, why don't we find out what kind of deal AT&T can give us for
I'm
5, 6, and 7?
First.
Okay,
Okay,
Yeah, we're fine with that.
okay, okay,
I'll get the quotes for 7 phones.
okay. Manhole cover, that's the next item on the agenda. This is an item I asked to be placed on the agenda. What we're talking about here is a manhole cover at the end of the cul-de-sac on Freedom Court off the Moray Drive, west of Wheeler Street. There's a manhole cover out there that protrudes higher than street level. As I understand, it's been that way for years. At one time, just looking at Google Maps Street View imagery, the area surrounding this particular manhole was grass. You have a turnaround at the end of the cul-de-sac, and that's paved just like the street itself, but the surrounding area at one time was grass. Now it's gravel. I don't know when that happened, but like I said, Freedom Court, of course, itself, and the cul-de-sac, turnaround are paved. It's just the area immediately surrounding that manhole is all gravel. Anyway, at some point, as I understand it, the manhole cover protruded even higher than it does now. I think the Rogersville Water Works at some point lowered it, but it's still not at ground level. It's probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches above ground level. I've actually got pictures.
That's the water department.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah.
That's a-
Well, I think, I get the impression, they did lower it some, I don't know how high it was before, I think they lowered it quite a bit. Apparently, they've done all they can or are able to do. If we were so inclined to do something about it, my suggestion would be to pour asphalt around it and taper down. So it would still be a raised level, but at least the manhole cover would be flush with the asphalt.
I think it's what the water department did the last time with concrete.
Well, they had that curving around it right there, you can see,
So
it was on top.
that was their solution at one time, to have a sloped, area of concrete surrounding the manhole cover.
I think they run a price on it, what it would cost to redo it.
Yeah, that was a topic
But
about
that's,
2 years ago.
That's fair.
You can see one of the homeowners has an orange cone out there. It's kind of gnarly and unkempt looking, and it is a city street. Would you all be okay with me communicating with the Rogersville Water Works to see if they would be willing to do something, and if so, what would they be willing to do?
Absolutely.
That may have been a question asked of them before, because I know this has been a topic of discussion before, but I'd be willing to reach out to them and just see if they're willing to
Do something.
do something. Okay, well, I'll reach out to them and report back to you what they said. Okay. Amended budget, do we have an amended budget, Ms. Jeff?
So she, Elizabeth printed off the clerk labor expenses, and it's in y'all's packet. The, the police, senior citizen, and the street department. And on the right-hand side, next to the budget, that's what she's moved,
Right.
the line items. I did just talk to, Mr. Stanfield before he left, and since we're not changing the actual amounts of anything, we're just moving line item numbers, then we do not have to do a resolution or anything. It just strictly has to be voted on at the next meeting.
So we're not talking about next year's budget, this is strictly an amended budget for the next 4 months.
Right.
Based on, given the expenditures and appropriations that we've gone through thus far. And I'm sure she would be, if you have any questions, I'm sure you can reach out to her, or she'll probably be here, maybe next meeting. If you have any questions, we can find out the answer to any questions you may. But again, this would be covering us through now to the end of the fiscal year, which is through the end of September.
And all she did was take numbers from one item that we're not using in that department and moving it to a different line item that we had went over.
Okay. Just give us a chance to talk to her before next meeting.
I know she's worked hard on this, and,
Yes.
and it'll be time to start working on the next budget before long, and she's already preparing for that, so. Good. Okay, I'm sure she'll be happy to answer any questions, but we will need to approve it at the next meeting, or the next meeting. Okay, swings at Rogersville Park, Councilman Embry, is this something you can speak to? I know Eddie may have some actual quotes,
But I just know that I was sent a message saying that there were some, the fire department went and cut a swing, but then there were some other swings that were missing. And so I just didn't know if we were aware of it, and I sent it to Kelly, and Kelly said, yes, it's already on the agenda.
Okay, so Eddie, do you have in fact some quotes for, I think we're talking about some like back porch style swings, or front porch style swings?
Yeah, the porch style swings, we've been, actually, one of those have been gone for a couple of years. Some people were up there using it inappropriately, who would say, and it broke, and we got rid of it, and we were gonna check on getting some cedar ones made. Richard was gonna be checking on that, but it just kind of fell through the cracks. We never pursued that. At the beginning of the spring this year, we removed the other one that was up there because it was in really bad shape, and I didn't want people to fall and get hurt, in it. So it's gone. The quote that you see there are for some composites.
Can you come up and talk on it?
Well, I can't, I don't want to.
So it is compositor and it says plastic, is that right?
Yeah, that's the composite, that won't rot or insect resistant, rot resistant. And that's, those are actually Amish built, so I don't have the company. The place that sells them, the vendor that sells them is up there going to Pulaski on the highway on the right, but they're Flat Rock.
Yeah.
As far as the actual vendor who makes them, I have no idea, probably something, Yoder or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know who we would pay for it, I guess is what I'm saying. I just got the price from me. I don't have prices. I think Kelly may have looked online at some prices of commercial swings that are steel, but they were substantially higher. So,
Those, 2 6-foot swings that we got, both of them are gone. They've been up, what, 4 or 5 years?
one of them's been gone,
Yeah, one of them took a few.
yeah, they were here way before I came.
Yeah, but we bought them at the Army. And Lawrence.
If you go straight to the source, you cut out the middleman.
Yeah,
How many you think we would need?
2.
Just 2?
We have 2 frames up there now, just no swings hanging from them.
Seems pretty reasonable. We'll start having these events at parks, and it'd be nice to have some.
Yeah.
So we'll just be tasked with deciding whether we want to spend $1,000 or conceivably just purchase one for $5.
The way that swing was abused, I don't think that, composite would hold up to it either.
I don't know. We get some heavy duty chains. At least it wouldn't rot.
Well, we can put this on the agenda and decide to get 2 or 1 or none.
Right.
Okay, outlet for a tennis court, Eddie, this is something you speak on as well?
Yeah.
We're talking about an electrical outlet.
Right. Apparently the tennis team, the school tennis teams are requesting an outlet, so at practice they can plug in their tennis ball machines.
Oh, that's right.
And I called, Mr. Page, and he said that service box that we have there where we turn the lights on and off would have enough power there, he could get a receptacle put in, so he didn't give me a price on it or anything like that, but all this just kind of came to me today. I didn't really know anything about it till today. I called him, he said, I can't come today and look at it, but I know there's enough power in there to run a receptacle, so.
Well, that's good. I presume, I shouldn't have presumed, but I presume maybe it was just for people with charged their devices, but this would be a useful purpose.
This actually, the way I understood it from the school, we're asking.
Okay.
To be able to,
So it just have to be a GFI.
yeah, and that's all that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
It will have the lights plugged into it.
Yeah.
You got a question?
The swings I was talking about, Eddie, is somebody had messaged me about, the one that was, there was a swing that was kids swings, like over by the playground. Said that one was hanging by a chain, and then 2 of the handicap ones were roped off with caution tape or something.
Yep. So the only 2 swings missing are the 2 porch swings that we've been needing to replace. the baby swing that the 10-year-old got in, the fire department had to cut, it's gone. As far as, roped off, we went up there, after I got information that it was roped off, we went up there. There was no indication of why it was roped off. Nobody that was present knew why somebody had put caution tape up, so we just removed it. And it was around the swing, for the wheelchair swing.
Yeah, right beside the bathroom.
The other swing dangling is because, some of those clasps that hold those things on are just like wing nuts. And some kids think it's funny to go out there, and we've been replacing them, as they get to where they can get loose. And that one has since been replaced and fixed.
That was what I was asked about.
Yeah.
Thank you for handling that.
But when it was presented to me, we got swings missing, the only two that missed the swings, that one got broken, one we removed, because it got rotten.
And there's still a spot where they had to cut, the one that they had to cut, that the girl stuck in.
Yeah, I will have to order one of those to replace it. That's actually on the swing there. It's a double swing. A parent can sit on a regular swing with a toddler in the swing with them. It's what we call a parent swing.
Okay.
But the toddler section is missing.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
have to order one to replace that.
All right, well, thank you. Seasonal town hall worker, who's that?
That's it.
No seasonal to that, I'm sorry.
Seasonal.
Yeah, I don't know where I came up with the word seasonal.
Most of it's temporary.
Yeah,
Temporary, okay.
that's the word it's supposed to be.
Okay. Temporary town hall workers, so council.
I was asking, Kelly the other day if there was anything that might could be help to, possibly speed up the fact that we need to get our ordinances on the internet sort of thing, and, she said it would be great if we could have somebody to organize them, get them organized, to get them ready to be put on the internet, to speed this process up. Is that what we discussed, just to make sure I'm not, okay. And so, as you know, there is a boot-hoodle of ordinances, and, they need to be organized and then made sure the amendments are put in the place where they need to be and all that jazz.
And maybe get rid of some and
Right.
redo them.
And, you know, the ones that are so old, they need to be scanned gently, sort of thing. I was talking to Deanie one night about that, and my wife was privy to the phone call, and she said, well, crap, I'll just go up there and organize it if they'll let me. And I said, well, we'd have to discuss it first. She doesn't wanna do it for pay, she's just good at organizing crap. And so, if we're willing, she would love to come up here and try to help get that gathered up and put it in order and probably scan it into the computer so it can be put into files. But, Kelly seems to say that there may be some things that Jim has that we don't have, and we have things that Jim doesn't have, and vice versa. So I think that process, if Caden could get it organized, would also help Jim in that way. And again, no money, so, or anything like that. She just wants to help because she knows that she can.
Well, getting these ordinances online is a priority. It hasn't been the biggest priority, but I do want to see it done. And are some of these ordinances, we have hard copy, or some digital only and some are hard copy, or you have everything hard copy, all passwords? Or some only on the computer?
Should all be hard copy.
We have hard copies of everything.
Right.
And we're working
That's,
towards
that's,
all the amendments.
that's what I want to know. Do we have hard copies of everything? Okay.
So, I mean, what my thought was, you know, there's a huge filing cabinet in there. We move some of these chairs out, spread everything out on the floor, get it categorized and get it organized, is what I thought. I would come up here and help her, one morning or one evening and do that. It's just, it's an offer. Is
I
what
mean,
it
like I
is.
say, we don't really need anybody doing that kind of work for free. We got somebody who thinks they're willing to do it for free.
Yeah, I think, I mean, there'd have to be, there's gonna be quite a bit involved in doing that. I mean, as far as like going back and pulling all the amendments
Right.
and all that stuff, it's
Sure.
gonna be a good process. I mean, I was just sitting here thinking, how qualified would a person need to be, or what kind of knowledge on, you know what I'm saying, on that kind of stuff. I don't know, it's up to y'all, whatever you think.
Well, why don't I reach out to several companies that actually puts these things online? Well, we have a local company that does that, and there are several national companies that do that. Why don't I reach out and ask them, if we were to hire you to put these ordinances online, what do you need from us? How organized does it need to be from us? Would they, is that part of the package, would they come in and organize these files, or do we have to have them prepared for them to come pick up and scan? So,
I think they just come in and start uploading. But yeah,
so why don't, just
see what it costs.
see what it would cost and see what they would do and what they would expect us to have prepared for them. If we were.
I do, what Stephen's saying is very appreciative, and I think that's a good, absolutely good
Thank you.
idea. And I'm not opposed, saying I'm opposed to that, I'm just thinking, I'm not sure, just by not ever being in those files, what kind of situation you're gonna be into, I don't know.
That's why I said we need a big empty floor.
Yeah.
Alcohol goes over here.
Yeah, when you said that,
Zoning
it
goes
sounds like
over
it's
here.
everywhere in here, so.
I'll find out what several of these companies say that they need to take that next step, and I'll report back.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and the last on the agenda is, one-time payment to retired RSA members. So this is in reference to a one-time lump sum bonus, for state and local government retirees. Earlier this year, the Alabama legislature approved this and gave local governments the option to participate. All we have to do is pass a resolution, and the funding of these bonuses comes through the retirement systems of Alabama. So the bonus would be distributed to retirees in October, and it would be based, as I understand it, on $1 for every month of service. So just for example, a retiree who worked 25 years would receive a $300 one-time bonus. I believe we have a number of individuals, 7 individuals that would be eligible for varying one-time bonuses. What's that?
You don't have to join it.
Okay, so,
Eight
hey,
up to eight.
okay.
And, we can cut VJ's back to 50 cents.
It's only gonna be these names that were sent to us, because it was effective. It's only October of, if you retire before October of 2025.
Okay, so who's eligible, it would be.
Yeah.
This is the water space, the list was eligible.
So I think all we have to do is pass a resolution, and I think we have until August to do that, so there's really nothing, town will be added. I would be, certainly be
Yeah,
better.
because I think this is the water board, this is the same thing they.
Right.
Yeah.
I would certainly be better. Okay. That is all of our agenda items. Do any council members have comments?
Yeah,
Council?
we need to get Grayson Carter to move that asphalt to the park, so Eddie can put the dirt around it. We're gonna lose that cord if it rains. It's washing gravel out.
Is that something you're talking about, the pickle?
Yeah.
Is that something we've already paid for, that the town's already paid for, they just haven't done yet?
It don't matter, we gotta get it done.
Yes, it's paid for.
Okay, well, they need to do it.
Yeah, they went over and cut it, but they didn't move the asphalt. They told Eddie to remove it.
They've already cut it, but they didn't move the asphalt.
Yeah,
We can't put the dirt around it.
Can you call them tomorrow?
several times.
Is that the one we did the bid on?
No, that was
finished.
finished.
Finished, okay.
I've reached out to
You
them.
ought to call them,
We'll clean
I
it.
mean, I was gonna say, I'll call
It was in the scope of work that we paid them to do.
them.
No But we need what's cut gone, so we can backfill,
Yeah, get back to the line.
because all this rain we're losing all our base, all our foundation gravel from under
Okay,
there.
well, I'll, if you give me the contact information, I'll call them tomorrow
Just wait.
and see when they can come out.
We're
Okay.
gonna talk about the booster pump?
Yeah, whenever, is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead. We're talking about a booster pump at the park.
Yeah.
It's something that's been ordered a long time ago. We have it. It just needs to be installed.
So, we got ready to start the installation process and discovered our line feeding the park is just a 1-inch water line from the main at the road. What we have is a very expensive 2-inch pump.
Mm.
We need a 2-inch line to feed the pump and a 2-inch line leaving the pump. Councilman George there, worked with Shannon Howe, the water department, got some figures for them to install a 2-inch meter. They have to tap the 6-inch line that's close by where the fire hydrant is. They can tap that 6-inch line, set us a 2-inch meter with a 2-inch backflow preventer, which would allow us to then install the pump with the correct gallons per minute that the pump calls for. We're gonna have to do that or buy a smaller pump for a 1-inch pump and let that very expensive 2-inch pump sit with something else to do, I don't know. What's in your budget, we had budgeted for last year, we have $2,800 in there for the install, based on not counting having to get the 2-inch meter and backflow preventer. I'm not sure that the labor for the install, that's gonna cover that with electrical and the plumbing. Because we're gonna have to bore 2 places at the park. So essentially, I don't know what, capital improvement in your general budget is for, or maybe look at getting some money from alcohol, but it's gonna be, at least $4,200 for the water department. And then probably gonna need another 2 to go with the 2,800 for the labor.
So we need that much flow and supply for what we're using that booster pump for? I mean, with a 1-inch, I'm just saying the GPMs on the 1-inch, would that cover if we had a 1-inch GPM? Or a 1-inch inlet and outlet on the pump?
If we had a 1-inch pump,
Would that cover, because you can buy that pump for close to what you're talking about, I'm sure.
yeah, I'm not sure, but when we ordered the pump, Monty Swan took all the toilets and sinks and the whole part and figured out what size pump we needed.
I got you.
Nobody assumed we only had a 1-inch line to start with. Because when we ran a line, I wasn't here, I'm not gonna say we, but when the town had a line run from the main around to the RV park, it was a 2-inch feed all the way, that's a 2-inch pump we have at the RV park. So assumption was it was a 2-inch line feeding the rest of the park, but it's not, it's a 1-inch pump, or 1-inch line. So that, I don't know if it would,
Where does it come in at?
from the road, so
Where the fire plug you're talking about?
the fire plug, so the 6-inch line running by the highway, then tees and runs up to the entrance to the park, going to the concession stand, there's a fire hydrant right there. That's the 6-inch plug, but our 1-inch line comes from the main at the road, up to the same spot. We've got a meter right beside the fire hydrant.
Is that the one that comes in through the entrance and turns, goes down the line to the concession stand?
It does, so
Okay.
if we put a 2-inch meter there, set the pump there, we will feed the concession stand, the spigot in the park, the bathrooms at the walking trail, and the splash pad.
And they are sorely in need of better water pressure.
Yes.
The bathroom's closest
talked about a little fiberglass house or something for that pump, right?
Yeah, and I kinda like the idea of maybe having parks or somebody build us a 5x5,
Yeah.
kinda like sitting over the well up on the proposed water tower side. You know, just something we can lift off and work on it as we need, instead of building a shelter.
So let me ask this, what's your proposal?
To cover it.
No, to fix it,
Whether we go back to a 1 inch.
go back to a 1 inch booster pump?
I would like to see us use that 2 inch pump.
If Monty figured the WSFU's on it, then that's gotta be what.
We can't get a refund on a 2 inch.
No, we can't.
Well,
No.
that was a year and a half.
No, but he's already done the figures on that, I can do the
Right.
figures too, but.
So, all right, we can take money out of capital improvements.
That's, yeah,
Do
that was my question to you.
Oh, that was the splash pad.
No, yeah,
That was
that's
just
just
one.
If we're gonna do that, we really need to do this before the summer season really gets going, before these big events.
Yeah, that's why he came to install the pump last week, or, but then we found out we just had a 1 inch line.
We definitely need that pump. We can get a smaller pump, but we've already got this pump. If we ever have anything in the future, it'd be good to have this pump.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
Is this sheet here the updated,
On what?
That's just the bank account, she just.
that is up to date today?
Yes.
All right, we've got money in capital improvements that we could do this.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna say, let's do it.
yeah, we need to do it. I mean, we got all this activity coming up the
That's
park, but they
exactly
can't use the restroom.
And use the 2 inch pump. Because, I mean, we've got a device out there that won't even fill up with water. It's a splash pad.
And we don't need to go through another summer season with people not being able to use
No,
it.
I agree. So,
We'll put this on the agenda,
yeah,
Okay, that's on next week's agenda.
please.
yes.
Or do we need to get it done tonight? So they can start working tomorrow?
We gotta get, we gotta get prices on everything else.
I don't think we need to do that, but I think we need to address it a week from today.
Do you think we need to let you get started tomorrow?
So, there's no way I could start it tomorrow anyway, but. we'd have to-
He's gonna be working between the water department and Bobby Butler.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He's got two of them to line up.
You're
The
right.
quicker the better, he get going.
Do you think it could be completed, given that before these festivals and events start happening?
What
It's
can,
gonna
what
depend
can,
on their schedule.
what can we just do
I
now?
need to let the water department know ASAP.
Okay, so what can we do? Why can't we just say, we make a motion to suspend the rules? And make a motion for this for immediate consideration tonight?
We can,
That's what I'm saying.
and then turn him loose to get.
Can we do that, Mr.? Well, you wanna make that motion?
I'll make a motion that we
Second.
suspend the rules, and my second motion is that.
Well, I'll second one.
She's pointing for me to slow down.
Let's
It's,
suspend the rules.
Right.
Second,
Second.
we need to vote on suspending the rules first.
Yeah.
Embry. And then, okay, roll
Okay.
call.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember King Bailey,
Yes.
Councilmember Newton,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones.
yes.
Councilmember Avery.
Yes.
Councilmember Mason.
Yes,
Mayor Cox.
Yes.
Okay, and then, that was a motion to suspend the rules.
I make a motion that, for immediate consideration, that we provide the money out of capital improvements to get this job complete,
Up to.
up to $10,000.
Do you think that would be accurate?
I sure think up so. He said 6,200 a second,
Okay.
so 10 on a definite.
That's what I'm saying, so I
Yeah.
mean, we never know what you're gonna run into when
I'll
you
second
start
that if you
digging
didn't get it.
and boring, so,
Okay, we have a motion.
this doesn't mean he spends it all.
That's right.
And a second.
Yes.
Councilmember Dean.
Yes.
Councilmember Jones.
Yes.
Councilmember Avery.
Yes.
Councilmember Mason.
Yes.
Mayor Cox.
Yes. That's all you need for now.
Okay, any other council member comments?
Eddie ain't done it.
Eddie, you're not done?
No,
You're not done? We'd already moved to mayor and council member.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
We didn't ask you if you had.
Oh, that's true.
but then, yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
this is just updates that weren't on,
Okay.
weren't on the agenda.
Sure, go ahead.
We've been in contact with Raindrop Products, the people that install our splash pad. They sent me the parts to replace on the tumble buckets. We installed that today, put the buckets back in service, and we're still losing a ton of water out the bottom of that thing. My service rep with Raindrop says there's always a chance that our fiberglass lining inside that thing is cracked on the inside. My next course of action is going to be to take the top half of that buckets off so I can see down into the fill tube, and then we'll go from there. But it may be that that's cracked and irreparable. We'll have to look at finding a new center feature. So that's my update on that. If anybody asks me, buckets are still out of commission.
The splash pad otherwise seems to be working good, except for the bucket.
Yeah, as long as we keep them turned off. If we keep the buckets turned off, then everything else is running, decent. The storage tank's still starving for water because of the water pressure, isn't enough to fill it up fast enough. But other than that, it's keeping it running and it seems to be keeping people happy. That's the update on the splash pad. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and maybe just so we could kick some ideas around, because our budget meeting being 3 months. The back of the park, on the back side of the walking trail coming from the RV park, driving past the soccer field and down, it has suffered significant washout down through there, and I would like to see us fix it as a service road, gravel it, put a gate at the entrance of it. Even now, we're having a lot of people, and I don't know the answer to this other than what like a gate on that road to the campground being one of those closed gates where guests have a code put in or something to gain access. But we have a huge problem of people driving back there to park to go to games, to practice. They're driving down that service road to park, behind the woods. They're even driving down into the park. We had that gate locked that goes into the playing field, around that. And the fire department had to cut our lock one time because they had I don't know what the answer to that is. Make sure they have a key in every truck. I don't know what the answer to that is, but between now and maybe the budget time, we need to come up with a way we're gonna eliminate traffic back there and maybe fix that service road if possible.
While we're talking about cameras, do we need a camera back there? Is there any malicious?
There's a camera at the RV park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure vandalism or anything back there that's.
Yeah, that's all covered.
Okay.
We need to kind of upgrade the RV thing back there.
Yeah.
It's not,
Oh,
our RV, I have an RV personally, but we need to upgrade that back there.
You can use some sprucing.
Definitely.
I believe in the current budget, we budgeted some gravel to fix where we were gonna make the additional parking behind the big baseball field fence.
Yes.
And that would cut out a lot of that traffic.
Yeah.
They could pull in the parking lot.
Just need a code.
We've talked about where to make the entrance But on that bank beside the street, on that bank is our sewer line and our water line, and they're not very deep. So the safest place, and I don't have a picture, I wish we had something I could show you, but if you're going up that street where our dump station is, that little asphalt dump station, if we utilize that spot and move the fence, we could go straight in, we could put one tile in and go straight into the new parking lot, you know, without having to interfere with cutting in the ditch where the sewer and water is. So I was gonna add that to, hopefully add that to next week's agenda to okay us to start that work, or for me to get some prices for that, because, spring ball's over after the next couple of weeks. And so it'd be a good time for us to take those chairs down, the fence down so we can put the tile in and maybe get started with that. And I don't know how much is budgeted for that gravel, but, I'd like to go ahead before, not necessarily before fall ball, try to have that completed, but at least before the manor gets here, have that parking lot finished if possible, so.
Well, I would say if there's any prices, you can get a quote, you can get, feel free to go ahead and stuff.
Yeah, I was just gonna get a quote on the tile and the church, put it in. Cause I think we already budgeted gravel. I think there's 6 loads of gravel, maybe.
6 loads.
I remember, but I don't know that that'll be enough, but. And just for heads up, come budget time, I'm gonna ask for some more gravel for that front parking lot.
Yeah, we need to move them dirt piles, is moving it on the parking lot. What is that dirt for, Danny, you know?
That, you talking about the,
It's on the T-ball field. They
Oh,
wanted,
that
baseball
was-
wanted it to lay side or something.
yes, that was to actually go back and build up the T-ball field when they, tore it up that time.
So they're not gonna do it now?
Well, they're supposed to do it, but they just hadn't had time. But they're supposed to be building back up the T-ball field with that dirt. And, I'll give Craig Jackson, see what he's planning to.
I think that's baseball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's baseball and softball, cause they both, on T-ball, it's both male and female. So,
It's washing out in the parking lot.
yes, yes.
When you're talking about the gravel in that front parking lot, is it just loose gravel or compacted gravel or what?
Close to run compact.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, this is more money, but would it behoove us to do what like Marty did at Stew Shack and put that tar in that gravel mix to keep it from spinning out and running away and all that jazz, or do you think that's not worth the effort?
I honestly don't know. We had John Richardson look at that when he was building our pad for that pickleball. It needs to be cut down, like out towards the road. So from the fields to the road, we got kind of a belly.
Yeah.
That needs to be cut down. And then I think they're number 2's gravel, so it really needs to be down instead of that 3/4 stone. It's not as pleasant to walk on, but it's drivable and it don't wash away,
Yeah, number 2 is hard to walk on,
Yeah.
but it's good to drive on.
Yeah, but,
Okay.
oh, and I did, I've contacted the DOT about coming out that, tile under the street right there at that parking lot. That's part, it's become a dump for people. It's just, I don't know when they're coming in and dumping pieces of sidewalk and whatever in that little area to keep it from washing away, which it's helped, but I called them to get permission to clean it out and see if they would put some riprap in there for us. And they're supposed to be coming to look at it. let me know if
What,
it's
what location are you talking?
at the, so the new parking lot at the park,
Yeah.
out by the highway, right there, that tile, that drain that goes under 207. We had some stuff in there, but people have since come and dumped their own debris down there, you know, it looks kind of bad.
Can you give an update on the bridge, I guess it's a bridge, it's the back of the bridge at Spring Street,
Yep.
town.
The only update I got is Bobby told me he, got the guardrails they're in, so, I guess he'll be ready to start that project as soon as weather permits. But that's the only update I have on that, he does have the guardrails.
Okay.
And, one other question, when, will we vote next week for, us to open up applications, or what are we gonna do?
So far, we had just approved you moving forward, looking for someone, is that what we didn't even take that step.
No, there hadn't been anything.
We don't need to.
No, just the seasonal
Yeah.
is what you.
You're talking about seasonal or permanent full-time?
So we haven't had any applications
For seasonal?
for seasonal either, but,
Really?
Has it been advertised in any way, or just you reached out?
yeah, it was put on our town page.
That's right, that's right.
But,
Hmm.
but full-time, you know. Or is it something we're gonna post, you know, advertise, is it something we're gonna
Well, one,
wait for budget time? But, so my thing is, that salary is already budgeted, you know, so that's what I guess that's what I need to know. I've got guys asking me, or how long we gotta carry all the water.
well, do we want to discuss that right now? Do we want to think about it between now and next week and ponder over it?
I'll send you an individual to talk to. That would be interesting.
We gotta decide whether we want to fill that spot, or wait until the next fiscal year.
Well, if we can't get any seasonal help,
You don't have to fill us.
we don't have to fill it. And we posted and asked for seasonal help.
Do you want to?
Your former helpers have not indicated to you that they would like to return this season?
So the one we had last year would have, but he has his own landscaping business that's doing really well now, so.
Why don't we put that seasonal help wanted, notice out for one more week and really push it and see what we get, and then take it from there. Put it just by itself on Facebook and see what
How many weeks has this been?
We posted it.
seasonal help in the first place.
Uh,
It's been several weeks.
March, we posted it in
I
March.
was gonna say, a couple of months ago.
I can go back and look and see when it was posted.
Why don't we
It was
repost it?
posted the same time, it was either posted in March, or we talked about it in March and posted it. It was posted at the same time the library.
I think the library opening got most of the attention, so we could post this as a job opening by itself. and just-
Yeah. But,
If y'all go into surplus that, but that is all.
Are y'all okay with that, pushing this part-time opening for one more week? and see what we get?
yeah,
Okay.
He's talking about the truck.
You need to update that too.
yes, so, it ran on Gov Deals for a week. We didn't meet our reserve on that. I'd like to move forward with letting auction company move it or something for us.
Well, you had it for sale sign, you put it on Gov Deals, and you haven't had like it either.
No marketplace?
So Gov Deals,
So
So I cannot put it on work with.
Fix it, push you over here.
Gov Deals promised 24.5.
Is
That
that
we
right?
have a 32 reserve.
Is that right?
So
Well, yeah.
I've sat here for all
that,
that.
That's,
I know that Holland Realty has moved some of our surplus vehicles before.
That could be his discretion, right? as far as how it's sold. We've done our part by declaring it surplus, but we don't have to vote to.
No, he can.
So do we have to-
He
I
can
mean,
do
you
that.
can't bid that out, can you? I mean, like, somebody say, well, my commission will be 20%, well, mine will be 15%, then we have to go with the lowest commission. I don't know if that's how that works.
I've never done it, I don't know.
I'd say communicate with an auctioneer.
I posted about where we're hiring on April 15th.
So,
Are you all okay with them reaching out to an auctioneer?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Are you taking bids on the trailer out there too?
So that's a mix-up also,
Okay.
but I have talked to Morris today, and I told him that tomorrow that I would post it, that we were taking sealed bids.
Yeah.
And that we would take them until before the voting session in July, like the Friday before. I actually created a thing today, but I have not had a chance to go farther. And then that y'all would open them on July the 13th at the regular scheduled meeting. So that's a
Good.
little over a month to accept bids, sealed bids.
Yeah.
Any other council?
Yes, what did you get a chance to talk to Jim about the alcohol tax?
We haven't talked about it, no.
Okay, and he ran away.
Yeah, Councilman Embry we were discussing maybe just getting a little bit of clarification on even what we're allowed to do as far as alcohol taxes beyond a sales tax.
Right.
There was some discussion on whether a separate tax could be enacted for hard liquor.
We have a hard liquor tax.
He's under the impression we actually already have a.
We do.
hard
I've already
liquor tax.
talked to
We
Missy
all
and
know
Leslie
it.
as well,
Yeah.
and they said it's a different check for liquor. So I don't understand why we haven't discussed up in the liquor tax along with the sales tax and tobacco tax.
But we did, right?
Did bring it.
County.
But it was under the impression of beer and wine that's in the general sales tax, is what I remember us, that was what was said. That goes into the general sales tax. Well, that's beer and wine, not liquor. We've imposed a 7.5% tax on addition to the normal sales tax for liquor. That is what I have been told and understand.
Kelly, is that what you understand?
The way that Jim explained it to me when we discussed this originally is that the alcohol falls under also the sales tax. So when we increase the sales tax to whatever, that 7.5% towards alcohol goes up also.
Correct.
But does he agree, or do you agree that that we have a separate so-called hard liquor tax above and beyond the sales tax?
I don't know how it's worded in the ordinance.
That's
I
what we
don't know
voted
that-
on years
I
ago.
gave Jim a copy of our full alcohol ordinance, he looked over every single thing, and he said that when you do the sales tax, it is part of the alcohol.
I'll call Mr. Sanville this week and ask him, do we have a separate, can he confirm that we have a separate so-called hard liquor tax and confirm how much it is?
Or explain why.
Yeah, that's
They
what
write a
happens
check.
if we don't.
Yeah, because originally it was.
Originally, we had.
Because when we voted on that, they wanted 15%
That's right.
starting out, and I said, no, we can meet them in the middle at 7.5, and that's been years
Well,
ago.
I remember y'all lowered some sort of
So,
alcohol tax.
That was in my, if there was something different, I'm not aware of it. So,
I will report back his answer when we